1, 2, 3 witnesses, and a radiant public speaker.
I'm Jennifer Elliott. All right. The FCC says that there are over 6 billion mobile subscriptions in the world today. This is making it virtually abnormal to not have a cell phone. And with all of the family and shared plans out there right now, virtually every member of your family probably has a cell phone. And this includes children 12 and under. Right now, 3 out of every 4 kids under the age of 12 have their own cell phone that they have free use of. With more and more children using cell phones, the safety usage is taken into question. Cell phones work by RF waves, which are radio frequency waves. They are a form of electromagnetic energy, and the wave strength varies between an FM radio and a microwave. The thing about these RF waves is that they can actually, at full strength, literally heat up the cells within your body, posing a lot of danger to people. Emission rates for cell phones are set by the FCC. The problem with this is that the rates are set to a 200-pound man with an 11-pound head, which obviously does not cover everyone, especially children. The computations are also based on how thick the tissue is on your head closest to where the cell antenna would be. The main concern for children using cell phones is the potential for brain damage or cancer. Kids obviously have a much thinner skull, so when they're holding the cell phone, the waves actually can penetrate their skull much easier. They're more susceptible to cellular damage. The bone marrow in their head also absorbs up to 10 times more radiation than an adult. This is according to Deborah Davis, who is the founder of the Environmental Health Trust. Children and adolescents' brains are also still developing, causing another problem. Studies by Dr. Nora Volkow, she's the director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, says that neurological connections in children are still being made. Therefore, the interruption of radiation to their brains are causing the synaptic connections to either be disrupted, be confused, or not even happen, thus leading to lower brain development. There's much research being done right now to develop safer regulations for cell phones and children. However, it is causing much problem. The National Institute of Health is the only federal agency right now doing any research in this safety. They found that regular use of a cell phone for 30 minutes or more for longer than a decade is doubling the risk of brain cancer in children. Also, children users will find that they'll have 4 to 5 times more brain diseases in the next 10 years of their life for prolonged regular usage. Professor Sayan of the Biophysics Department in the Gazi University in Turkey is also doing studies, except hers are mostly on animals. She is finding that the cell radiation on prenatal rats and rabbits, that when they're exposed, they're actually being born with fewer brain cells. They also are having extensive damage to their brain, eyes, liver, and the reproductive system. Deborah Davis, who I had mentioned before, is the founder of the Environmental Health Trust, is attributing cellular damage to a lot of other problems, including attention and hearing deficits, autism, behavioral changes, insomnia, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and also a variety of other nervous system issues. There are many problems with these studies, which is why the regulations haven't been changed. Determining the effects of the radiation is done by monitoring glucose metabolism. And it has been proven that if you hold a cell phone to your ear, that the glucose metabolism rate in that area is definitely much higher than the metabolism rate on your other ear. However, it's hard to find a control group because glucose metabolism is happening inside of your head from a variety of different natural causes. As simple as thinking, speaking, or even moving is causing that metabolism. It's very difficult to find a control group for that experiment. Also difficult to determine are the long-term effects on children because these studies have to take place over a long period of time. By the time that these children have completed the study, they are no longer children. So their bodies are not reacting the same way as they would when they were younger, thus rendering the results inconclusive. Also, the results coming back from private and public sectors, amazingly, are different. Public studies are proving that there is about 67% chance of negative biological feedback from cell phones. And of course, the studies that the cell phone companies have done are only coming up with a 28% chance of damage. So you can see that that's not working out very well either. Many precautionary measures can be taken to lessen the biological effects of the RF waves. As simple as eating green vegetables or sleeping in a dark room can help repair your damaged DNA. Also, of course, using speaker mode on your phone or using a hands-free device will keep the antenna away from your ear and your skull. Corded earpieces have 0 RF waves, so those are completely safe to use. Of course, texting is much safer than using a cell phone because the radiation is away from your body. And of course, using a home phone or an office phone whenever possible instead of your cell phone. Until further studies have conclusive results of the potential biological damage, the American Cancer Society says that the best way to avoid damage to your children is just to not allow any kids aged 12 and under to have prolonged use of their own cell phone. Thank you.
Wonderful. Really very interesting. Something I've heard.
There's my, yes,
Very great. Lovely.
thank you.
Very informative. I hope this